Hey, what's up everybody? This is BT Stew. I just wanted to go ahead and make another video like I said I would. Going to touch on the 5-minute, 15-minute, and maybe a little long term. It depends. I don't want to make this video too long, 20, 30 minutes tops, but we'll see. I've already actually made it once, and the computer messed up when I paused it for a minute, and so I had to redo the whole thing. So if I happen to say something along the lines of like I said before and I didn't say it, it's because I probably said it in the other video. So anyway, let's just jump right in. Again, this is for all those suffering from that awful debilitating disease known as reversalitis. I don't think there's a cure for it, but this is the vaccine, and this is actually a vaccine that works. So we will go ahead and try to control your symptoms as best possible. All right, so here we are. This is back before we had the labels. I know Jazz said something about actually doing an LT video, and I just wanted to show you this before we had any of the labels or anything else, just to see that, it works on no matter, what you have, but it's great now because you can really, see where the labels are going to be, and ride these moves out, to the other band, especially if there's like both down labels and stuff like that. So there's, the labels come into play, and so do the white 15s, which are great for, seeing that it's going to react, even more off of the orange road, like for a Roxy, like when it comes down to a orange road and the flipped up band of the 5-minute, and it has a previous white. So, there's great possibilities for trades and all there. This, again, is just for reversalitis sufferers. So here we go. Let's just take a look at the long terms. All right, like I said, this happens on every single time frame all the time. So it's a real good way to, kind of gauge where price is going. So if I'm looking at the UC, I see that it has a, blue. All right, look what's happened. You have your first red candle, and it's bouncing back up. So now I'm just saying this is a bounce back up. It's at a flip down, broke 8 hour. So now, it's down, and the move already started down. So, but this is down, and it's down to meet the orange road because that's where I feel that it's going, and it would work something like this. Here's the hit, it goes down, the hit, bounce, and then break. So and that's going to happen, probably on, several different things as we go through here. We can see them happening here. First green candle on the weekly, and sorry, this was on the weekly. So, this has a lot of space down to this area, before it reacts again and then go ahead and break down. Now here, same thing, you got your first green, came back down, actually went up first and then back down. So, here what you're saying is, okay, where's it at? It's hitting a flipped up band. Right now you want to push that to the orange road, and at that point in time, you would see, okay, well, where is it at? Is it at a flip down break of a 8 hour? Yes, it's going to be. So this could definitely react down. This one, same thing, it's coming up and then it's going, down like that, but it's coming up right now. It's already getting to the same point, so kind of the same thing on that. This one's just been going up, up, and up. So if this would finish red on that, you could think about, okay, well, it's got a little bit up and down possibility like it has on the other time frames. But anyway, let's just take a look at what's happening here. If you have reversalitis, what have you done so far? You have tried to possibly take this. I'm going to go one step further with on when not to take this for you. You can take it if you have it set for 6 pips, but 12, if there's not 12 pips in between where you're going to enter and that orange road, then do not do it if you want to take 12 pips. If you want to take 6 and there's 6, set your take profit for the distance between where your entry is and, the orange line, coming up to meet price action. So, that's a good way to set if you want to do this 2-entry system. So at this point in time, as you can see, you haven't had nothing but ups on the GU. Now you're starting to get some, okay, well, there could be a little bit of a down move here. All right, you've gotten some chances for entry. So maybe you said, okay, well, I'm in on this. It's got the blue. I want to try to take it. There were, say, I don't know what there is. I can't really see that well. But for me entry to here, there were 12 pips, say. Just say there's 6. It doesn't matter. But here you go. You entered 2 times. One of them closed out. And then, it's messing around a little bit, shoots back up. So worst case scenario, what you've done is you've entered twice. Once it went down and got your 6, you move the other one to break even, or you could have kept it at 6, minus 6. It doesn't matter, you'd have been okay either way. But it hits the orange road and then bounces back up. Okay, so now you have another chance at it again. Here it is, red candle finished, comes back up, which would have been somewhere up in here area. And NMT talks about liking the, flip down bands. I'm trying to what I had him doing and why on the UJ this week there was a 1 minute chart is because what I'd like to do is even make this, better entries. So here, when you see this entry right here for the down on this, is that you would have seen that the candle already had turned red. So it was it turned red, finished red, and then on the HA, see like this, here's a candle, and then it just continued on down after that. Same here, first red candle, continued on down. Of course, it hit the band was flipping up and it pushed it back up. But on the HA, see, there's too much room between there and that red candle. And on the 1 minute chart, I think it might work out to be like, okay, when that red turns red up here, and coincides with the flip down and stuff. I'm just testing it. So that's what I've been waiting to see, over the next week or two, even maybe a little bit longer to get a better sample. But we'll just jump into this again. Like I said here, okay, you're in it. You got 2 trades in. If there were 12, let me see, you're at 1. Might be, there's not going to be 12 in there. Might be, depending on when you got in, 106 or something like that. But say you had it set for 6, and then it goes down. Okay, 1's closed. You've moved, you're in to break even here. All right, so here, it's just the second move. That's all it is the second move on this. So, but this helps you see it, and it's like you're not even trying to take this until at least there's 1 red candle. And what I was showing you before, it works the same on the 5 minute chart. See, you wouldn't even try to take this down to the red candle, bounces back up. You're looking for an entry. Now, if there's not 6 pips in between that entry, I wouldn't take it. If there is, then you're at least going to get 1 trade to close, and the other one will be just there open, and you're not worried about whatever happens to it because you can't lose at that point. So again, you're in here. Same thing's happening on here. You got a green candle, first green candle, and then it reacts, and now it's coming up. This also looks like it's about to get the 3 whites grouped together. So that's just one more indication that yes, it's going to have a little bit of an up move. Now, like I said, this is still biased down to there, but is it going to it's not going to go straight there. Not what it's showing right now. Got blues on the 1 hour. And then the super on the 1. So what's happening here? You're looking to get in this up because you just have to. You're suffering from reversalitis. So here it is, your entry, 12 pips, same thing. That's the way that you're entering this. So let's just see how it plays out. I've got a lot of tabs open, so it might be so there's your entry. Down, you at least have 1 closed for 12 that for sure, and now you just have the other one open. And where would be a good place to close? Well, meeting up with that 15 band would be a decent place to think about it. Or you could actually just wait probably until it breaks it, or there's until there's at least 1 green candle if your entry's far enough away. So anyway, like I said, look, you got your first candle. Where's it going to? It's going to go, down towards the orange road, which it has already to meet. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You've entered all the way up here. Same with this. You entered down here somewhere on the way up. And this continues down. There it is. Hits the orange road. So now, you know, hey, a good place. Look, you had a green finish candle there, the reaction down and down. So hey, you could tell yourself, I'm out now after this green candle. You could just, I've took my pips. I mean, you're probably in at 12 and at least 20 or more on your second trade. So you have 32 pips in one you know, entry setup, and you have you're stress free on this. You haven't risked, you know, hardly anything, just your very first trade. And it's like I said, if you have 12 pips in between there and where the orange road is coming to and meeting, you're guaranteed you're going to close that trade out. So, and you know, and then your second trade, I mean, depending on how you feel about your stop loss, I mean, knowing that it's going to go down to this point, at least that you know it's going to that orange road because of the first green candle that it's going, or the first red candle that it's going there. By you knowing that, here's a good entry point for the up. But you don't have to worry about, you could just have moved your stop loss up above this flat line and know that you don't have nothing to worry about till it hits that orange road there. Okay, so let's, like I said, I'm trying to make this fast, but there's just, I so want you guys to, you know, see this and understand that. So same thing here. You could have said to yourself, well, you know, I'm going to close now. Why not? It hit the band. All right. With looking at this, like I said, okay, here you go, down, up, and then it's going to go down and break. So you got the hit, bounce, and break. You know, same here. You have the first 8-hour red candle finished. All right, so now where's a good place to take that trade from, a possibility, since you're talking about a bigger time frame? Well, it's hitting, it's going to bounce, and then it's going to break it. So, you know, that's what it wants to do, unless a bunch of stuff started showing up, you know, and saying, hey, this is going back up, then, you know, that's what would stop you from getting in, you know, that all of a sudden this, you know, got a super, and then, you know, it just kept wanting to go up. But right now you're looking for, okay, where would be a good spot to take this down, since we're dealing with an 8-hour first red candle? Well, it would be, you know, the shorter term candles. So one, if you're already in, you got nothing to, you know, or if you entered up here on the 1 hour back when this first started happening, you have nothing to worry about. But another opportunity would be meeting wherever this flips down. So that's kind of what you're looking at. Like I said, because you're expecting this one to come up a little bit, you know, bouncing off of this up, because this wants to break. Same thing, you know, here, down, first green candle, coming down, and then up. So same thing, good places to look for trades. All right, so we'll just keep going on. This one just, you know, keeps pushing up. You know, this one has the same thing working, where it's a good place to look for trades, but, you know, in here, but you're starting to get things showing up. But either way, we'll just focus on these for now. Okay, so you look at that. You could have closed there if you wanted to, but like I said, you should have been, you know, biased that it was gonna. Well, it's popping up. This is the first red candle. You know it's retracing. Where's a good spot to take a trade? Right there. Let me see the controls here. So here, I'll try to draw this out. I got a rollerball mouse, so it's hard to control this. First green candle comes down, enters, and there's your trade. All right. Now, as this is pushing up, because you know it's going to high, you know, it's bouncing off of this, a good place to look for a trade, it would be the flipping down band. So if you wanted to, you could have waited this out or closed, and then just got in it again. And now you'd be looking, okay, now look what's happened. It's broke the band. You have your first closed red candle. So is this a good entry? Let's see. You've got your first, went, you know, it goes up a little bit. So is there 12 pips? Go ahead. Why not? You know it's going to the orange road. So it's, you know, go ahead and enter it. And even if you moved in a break even and this took you out, so what? You know, you're at no loss. But, you know, if you wanted to, knowing, you know, that where this is a good place to enter, you know, and what's happening here, it's wicking down on here. So you're just saying, look, this is it. That, you know, it's, here it goes, hit, bounce, and then break. So plenty of pips that you've taken in there. So, I mean, lots, there's 70 pips in between, 60 at least between here and, where you could have potentially closed it. You could have closed it there for in a 30 and a 12. It doesn't matter. It's so stress-free that you're just, you're in a great place, when you enter. So you just don't have to worry. Just go ahead and see what happens with these. What do you got to do with this? No, I don't know. This thing, there it goes. Okay. All right, so look what happened here. There it was. Just like I said it was going to happen. Great place to take a trade. Same with this. Look, first green candle finished. There's up. This is where it was going. This is where you knew it was going because it's got to go into there. And then, could just continue all the way back down once it breaks something like this, a big flipping down 8 hour. So same thing can happen on the reverse side of this. Okay, you could be waiting for setup for the down. The 5 minute, same thing. Look, first one goes back. This one actually went, goes up just a little bit and down. Is there 6 pips there? No, don't worry about it then. Don't try to take that trade. Right? You're waiting for this one then. You're waiting for the one that's going to give you the least resistance to the orange road. So this one you would have just passed on. Now it's spread itself out from the orange road a little bit. So if this happens again, maybe think about it. But all right, got your first red candle finished. So now can you look for a trade? All right, it's getting up there. You got your blue in there. So is it worth the risk? Let it come back up here somewhere and then look for an entry. Went all the way back up to there. Right there. Would you have entered that down? No, probably because there's not enough room in it. But it doesn't matter. It's like look what this is setting up to do. If you had to enter right there, it might not have given you much entry up because it just kept going up. But if you'd have just waited, like here, and if you'd have correlated this at all, look what's happened. It went up, down there. Your entry was going to be somewhere in here. Is there 6 pips or 12 pips? No, there's nothing there. So it's like, why enter that? But here, look what's happened. So you're here, you see it. So if you know that, though, even though it went back up at this point in time, now that finished and that new hour was there, where was your entry again? Well, it could have been right here and then down to at least the orange road. But now you know that it's going to this orange road or close to it. All right, so you're just assuming that, and this is what it's setting up. It just broke a 8 hour flip down band. So, this going up to there, this is going up to there, and then, I don't know what it's going to do at that point, down or, go up, trying to go from this bounce and then up through that way. As this one I told you is coming down, bouncing back up, and then going to go through. All right, let's just see. Let's go. So, there was your entry there. So, look, happened again. There was, down to there. Easy trades. Good places to close, right there. All right. This went up this way. It's that back here. It's breaking this. This is a great entry for the down. You're already in it down. Orange road. At this point in time, you have nothing to lose. Move your stuff in to take profit everywhere. Move it just in. Because at this point in time, you could literally just like, okay, I'm not going to even worry about this until I have a green finished on the 15. Okay, look at that. See, it just keeps going down. So that was it. Up towards Orange Road, back down. But here was your entry. Up here, which was up here. Or even here, if you'd have tried it the first time, even though there wasn't probably enough space in there to do it. But if you'd have tried it, you might have took 6 and then, your other one got taken out. You try it again. But here's what's happened. Going against this move, you've only tried it twice and one worked. Instead of just keep taking it down, keep taking it down. Like here, you just saw this. Oh, hey, I'm going to try to take that down there. Lost. And if you go back, all you have to do is go back and look at just countless hours of video. I mean, and it's all over the place. Your entries, you can perfect your entries just by what the long terms are doing. And just knowing that where they're going, you don't have nothing to worry about. As soon as that one closed red and there's still all this room to the orange road, that's what you're waiting for, is that just up and then at least at minimum down to the orange road. So, okay, let's get through this video, see where it ends up. Yeah, see, just look up. I mean, just keeps going down, and you could have rode this the entire way. Just keep moving your stop loss into take profit, into profit, and just keep moving it down with this whole trade. Because, this could easily go all the way down to there. Look what it's done. It's back up, to there again, to the flip down band. Now you got some more going. It's going to keep going back and forth until it reaches this destination. It doesn't usually just go all in one shot. So anyway, let's go to another video. I'll do 1 or 2 more because it doesn't matter. All the video, I mean, it's the same. It happens on every time frame. It happens on, every video, whether it has labels or not. The labels and the arrows, though, are what tells you when it's going to happen. So you can know. You wouldn't know to attempt this until after, you saw some blues. But okay, let's look at the LTs real quick. What do we see here? Look what happened. You had your first red candle finish. It bounced back up, see, and then tanked down. Now what's it doing? All right, it's hitting, it's bouncing, it's going to go through. So the hit, bounce, break right through there. Same with here. This is it's hit, come down, and then now it's going to try to break that. Looking at this one, same thing. It's going to try to break that. Flip down band. This same thing. Now, and you're talking about on the weekly charts. Now, how great is that? Like to see that, okay, here we got your first green candle, and there's all this room to the orange road. So where is it going? It's going there. Great places to take it are places like this. So that's for long-term trading, but it happens on every time frame, as you can see. First green candle, back down, and then here's your entry up. All right, so let's look at it on the 15. Same thing here. So, and you could just ride this all the way up, especially since this wants to go. It's on the bottom band, broke this. It wants to go all the way to there, eventually. So, good places to close your trades. Right there. You got down, 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 down. Good place to close your trade. You got a 15. So what do you expect to happen? You got a sign of a red here. What you expect to happen is that whether it breaks this or not, it comes back down to the 5-minute flipped up band and then, continues on up. So same thing. If you did enter this, look at here, against a monster move up, candles even on the, going against you. So it's a little bit riskier. I'll talk about stuff like this here in a minute, what that means to me. But here it is. So say your entry was your first one, plenty of room on here to take it. So you entered somewhere in here and you've taken 2 entries. One trade's going to close out easy with 12, and then the other one probably for 20 or more. But you're getting downs now. So in how many minutes? So there's one going to be a reaction though. But you entered somewhere in there. But in a few minutes you're going to have your first red candle here. So you can expect to bounce up and then back down to the orange road on that. If that would, because at the same time, what's happening here and then back down to this orange road and break it. Because now you've got your, first green candle on this one and then it's up. So just go through here and see what happens. So he's able to ride that all the way down. Could have closed it here somewhere. He was able to ride it down to that area. Let's look at the this one. You could still be taken up if you wanted. You got some signs down. Let's see on the GJ. Now the GJ, this one, you want to look at this like this. All right, this candle with a live arrow on it, the daily, just got finished with the live arrow up on the 8. But this wants to break every flat band. So it doesn't mean every time that the 1 turned flat, but like, so what's going to happen here is that you have a 4-hour flat band. This wants to break it bad. So once it does, that's when you start to look for this trade. But let's just say you didn't and you saw this one. Okay, it's red. Your entry point, you know, it went down right away from there. So it probably wouldn't have not even ever given you an entry. One, there wouldn't have been enough pips in between that entry and here before it just shot up and broke the band anyway. So there would have been no entry on that one. So you'd be looking for another entry if you had to take this down at this point in time. Here's your second entry. First red candle. Pops back up. There's your entry. Goes down. Was there 12 pips there? If there were, then it would have been a good entry, you know. Might not have been quite 12 there, you know, it depends on when you would have entered. But say you did it with 6, it doesn't matter. All right. But what I'm saying to myself is that this has still got to go up first. This has got to break. And it doesn't matter anyway. I'm biased up to that break, even though it's telling me it's going to come in for a while, so down to here. Because, you know, where is a good place to take this up is down off of these bands for the up. Because what did it do? It went up, came down, and, you know, that's this all right here. Flipped up bands that broke, and then moving to the upside. So let's take a look. Like I said, this is that way coming in. All right. Like I said, you'd have been in this knowing that it's going to come up some. Good places to take it down, you know, depending on what shows up is there. But we're on the DJ right there. You know, no matter what happens, it's like, okay, you know, but if you had to take that down, you would have already closed out. It probably, if you pulled it in a break even, it probably just took you out. But if the pips were there, if you had to take it, look at what you've done. You've only, against this big move, you've only had permission to take it one time. Because that one, like I said, there wouldn't have been enough room there and it just shot right back up and broke the band. So, all right. So you're also assuming that it has to break this band. And see, assuming that's okay because that's going to keep you out of trouble. You might miss something sometimes, but that's okay. Let's go forward and see what happens here. Look at that. Ended up going up more, breaking the bands. But same thing happened. So, you know, here's your, that was the move up. Say you had to try to enter this. Well, when it bounced back up, did it give you an entry? Or at this point in time when it did, was there even enough room to try to take that? You know, so this is an up, and I already told you what's happening anyway, but, you know, like I said, this will keep you out of trouble. So is this going to react, you know, some point in time? Yeah, of course it is. But this is limited how many times you have taken this trade. You know, the better trade on this would have been the upsides with this. Especially once, you know, all that started showing up, there was going to be more up move. But, you know, back towards here, and then it will go and break down eventually on the weekly. Same with this. You know, I think this is the area. What are we sitting at? Price 161. It was 160 something is when I told you that this was going up to 163 or so. And then I think that's where we're at now. But, okay. As you can see, every one of them works the same on the 5 minutes that you can try to attempt it if you want. First red candle crosses over. Is there enough room in between here to take an attempt? Yes, there is. It goes down to the orange road, and then it goes back up. So there are attempts, you know, and plenty of opportunities to try to take this. Same here. Okay, first red candle. You know, this one went straight down first. When it crossed over, it went down and started to come up. So it really didn't even give you an entry point on this yet. All right, that's okay. You don't even need to take this ever. You could wait for this one to be the first red candle that bounce up, because maybe it needs that, you know, on such a big move. And one, like I said, it's going up, so the moves up are going to be bigger, and the moves down are just going to be the retracements. Anything else here? I'll just go to the next thing, and this will be the last video, because now I just feel like I'm beating a dead horse. I've pretty much said it all every which way I can, so this one's been running the whole time, I guess. Okay. Same thing, here we are, next day. Oh, where's my mouse going? Here it is, like I said, see, it's down, it's bounced up. Where is a good place to look for down moves? When it breaks that band, for it to come down this way. Same here, hit that, bounce down. Where's a great place to look to take this one up as it does this move? The bottom band. Same, you know, here it's already started. It's already, you know, never came down. What I was talking about, because this is the one from yesterday, it never ever really, you know, there's your finished 4 hour up down to the orange road. So this one, like I said, the retracements is small retracements because it's going up there. So where are we at? First green candle here, look at that, it came all the way down here, so that would have probably not been an entry. You could have tried it, but these, there's no room on it, so you probably wouldn't have tried any of these, and you know, you shouldn't have. You know, this one possibly, but none of these. You know, it's one, I don't know if I said this before or not, but I like them better off of the breaks. So it's like, you know, every time when it breaks a band, you know, to look for that. You know, instance here, got that wick, first green one, pulls back, goes up. And, you know, if there was enough room on there, hey, that was worth the risk on a 5 if you want early entries. But here it happened, you know, here anyway. First green already finished, went down, shot up. If there was 12 pips in between here and there, it was a good risk. Here, what's happening on the GJ? Well, you got your first down, you know, up. So is it looking to go down? You have to, you know, where's a good place to look for it is somewhere in that area. So, but you got stuff starting to show up. So you just be waiting to that area and see what's happening here. Let's just go forward through this. I said this was gonna, so there was that break. I said a great place to look for a trade. Obviously news or something happened here that made this carry on quick. But let's see where your entries would have been on this. Here, it would have won for you. If you would have entered with, there was 12 pips there. Here, watch this, look. And that didn't happen. It went down right away, and then it just started going back up. And I said, that's what I started to say, is that there's things starting to show up here that says more up for this one. Because, like I said, the bias is up to break that band eventually. Here it is, this down. Now you'd be looking for this to do the same thing for the ups. So there was your entries on that. This one, here it is, down, up, and then now down, break through it. And we know this is close enough to class. This is what it does do. It goes ahead and breaks that. Once that wick, you could have just entered that and just, you know, walked away from this. You know, once that started to happen like that, and that came in like that, you could have just said, well, I'm putting I'll go in for, you know, whatever small pip lot size, and then just put your up there, and then just don't worry about it, because you know this is now the start. You were waiting for that, and this is the start of the move all the way down. And, you know, the same with this. You were waiting for this break, and then up. You know, this one, you were in it, could have been in it here yesterday when I said that it was only going to small retracements then back up. So, I mean, I'll go through here. I think that, you know, I pretty much covered it all. Like I said, beating a dead horse. Keep looking for your entries, you know, off of the, I mean, but with all this, knowing where it's going is like, that's the biggest key. And waiting for, the arrows and everything to tell you, okay, there's all the blues. We have a, super or a, active candle on the daily. So how do I know? See, without the room, you would never know this thing. You'd be trying to take it down over and over, but with that, hey, it's going to push up still some more. The labels are telling you it's going to push up some more. So, without all these signals and MT signals, I mean, this wouldn't be possible to be able to enter, quite like this. So, because you have the everything that you need to know, okay, this is the time that it's broke this band. It's not just going to continue up anymore. And here's your down move. So we'll get out of this. I'll take one quick look at another video and call it a day. This has already been longer than I wanted it to be. Okay. Let's see what happened here. That was yesterday. That was your entry and you never looked back. So that's what you were waiting for. Took it down. This is actually the first red candle after that break, so it'll probably come back up to here and then go down further. But that's just the way that it works. Look at this. There's that we were waiting for. Knew it was going up. This one, the same thing. Finally broke that. So where was your entries on these smaller retracements down as this is going? And I think this is when I also said that the new week, which is this Wednesday, that I said it'll probably finish above that orange road back, and try to break up. But I think it might have just went ahead and broke this all in one thing. But either way, here's your retracement. So you have an 8-hour first red candle. Well, when this goes up, I mean, at this point in time, when it hasn't touched the orange road yet, you can just set your stop loss up here. I mean, I know that's a lot of pips, but 100% it's going to that orange road. It's meeting that orange road. So, and then every time, here, same thing. First, that's your first. You could have waited this whole thing out, and then this is your bounce, and then it breaks. So the old hit, bounce, break. Okay, but for everybody let's see how this works out on reversing something like this. This move's just been going up. It tells you going up. It's got an active daily on it. So what it do, flat bands has broken every one of them. So, okay, let's just watch this one. Let's see what happens. Okay, so first red candle went way up, pushed up. This still, to me, isn't done. I mean, you're going to have retracements, but it wants that, to me, it wants that flat band here eventually, and it looks like it could be something like this, down and then back up. So where was your entry on this if you had to, because you just had to try to take this down now? It would have been somewhere in here off of that retracement. But even if you missed that, it doesn't matter, because this isn't exactly what you want, because you like to have the room in there. But here, because it's this is it, up, and then here's your entry down. But you could wait all this out, if you had to take this down. If there's not enough room, like I said, this one finished over here and was below, so, and it went right back up. Let's look at here. You're just now getting your first one, but you got your first green here, so here's where the 5 works. Your entry was here if there was enough room in between there, and you entered. And you didn't have to worry about anything, because it's at least getting to there. Just like, all of them. So here, even when that happened, look where it crossed over at. There is no room between there. So that's, you wouldn't have entered that, and it probably never even gave you a chance, as it just kept pounding down further. Same with these. Look at all these. If you'd have been trying to reverse, there's no room in between here and the orange line. So just don't even try to take that up. That's a non-entry on that. Now you're starting to get some room to possibly, take this up. And at the same time, you're starting to get a lot more on the thing. Personally, you know, like I said, this is here, up, breaks through. So, but this has limited all your attempts. You know, this one you haven't even, you know, you might have tried it here. Did it win? Of course it did, because there were probably more than 12 pips between your entry and there. What were you looking at? Here, at your first green candle, crossed over. Did it come down? We don't know, maybe. Probably a little bit. And then your entry was there more than 12 pips between here and that orange road? Yes. Hey, entry. And then it went ahead and bounced all the way down and broke. But it doesn't matter. You won that trade, and if you move the other one to break even, you're still in the clear. Because, you know, this is looking like it, you know, wants, you know, it just wants to go up, but it's outside of band, so it's got to come in some. So same thing, you know, with all these. If you hadn't, this really never giving you a chance. So if you wanted to take it here, but you can only, for me, you can only trust it to in here. You've got this, so you're going to be meeting, you know, bands coming up. But anyway, like I said, you should look at this, you know, trying to come down some and then up. But we'll just go ahead and see what happens here. So look at the last hour. It never finished red. So, you know, that never really give you an opportunity to get into it. So your next time this candle finished, same thing. It didn't finish. You want it to hit and finish up somewhere before like this one did, you know, and then cross, and that's your entry. But say you still have, you know, there it is. It ended up breaking that 4-hour band. Like I said, it wants it. Now you're expecting this to be the time that it wants to come in a little bit. So here, bounce, crossed over, getting right to the orange road. Was there a trade there? Possibly. You know, which was, it doesn't matter because you were in this one. You know, you could have been in this one right here. Same with the GU. See, as things started to progress, got your green, all those bounces down here. Now there's room. Is there enough room? Was there 6 pips? 12? If there was 6, risk 6. If there was risk, I mean, take profit at 6. If there was 12, then take profit at 12 for your first trade. That way it doesn't matter. And then look, when you moved into break even, depending on where you entry, that one could have taken you out. But if you'd have went ahead and just put it down, you know, here, knowing that it's at least getting to there, you'd have been fine on that, you know, to try to take it. Because, you know, now, look what happened. You had this is how the next time frame works. So you had your green finally finished, crosses over, might have went down there, you can't see because of the arrow, but it doesn't matter. This is your entry to here. So you can trust this. It's going, hey, it's going to meet the orange road. It's getting at least there. So that's how you can enter these trades, you know, which you don't have to wait, or you don't have to, you know, be so, hey, I got to be in on this first trade. There is so, you know, it's best if you wait. Reacting off of that, let's just see where this finishes out for the day. They went to the orange road, and then now it's back down. All right, so that was your trade. You might be missing others, you know, because, but you know, because this is going down through here, so that's your overall knowing where it's going. This is reacting off of that. Now, how far will it react? You know, that's when it starts all these flip down bands. The labels saying down, down, down. There's only a 4-hour blue, so you're saying somewhere up into meeting the orange road in here. Now you have your first 4-hour finished green bouncing down. Where's it going? It's going to meet that, so that'll end up breaking through there. You know, good places to take trades down would be the 4-hour orange road, this broken band. It says down, down, down. Where's this overall going? It's going to break this. So if you just go back and you study this on your own, you will see that this happens everywhere. And you know, personally, I wouldn't attempt it on the 5 minute that often, unless there's lots of space in between there, and then you're excuse me, but then you're okay. You know, but like this, okay, you got your first green, it went up first, then down. So would you have entered there? Maybe not. You know, maybe not, because it just doesn't. When it went straight from over here and probably straight up, was there 12 pips there? Sure doesn't look like it. So, you know, might have missed that one, and you're going to miss some. So we'll go to the next one real quick just to see what's going on with everything. I know this is a long video, so I changed my mind, obviously. Let's see where things happened. Here you go. First green candle. Came down. Here's your entry up. So you could have waited this long, taken one trade. You know there was probably 10, 12 pips in there at least. And, you know, been good with that. And look what it did yesterday. Went up to there. And, you know, ended up, that's where it came down of. You know, it took forever to get up there. Look at that. First green candle, came back down, and then it went up, met the orange road, and then this is where it's fallen down. All because of this, you know, hit, bounce, break. So, alright, I think that's it for the day. I don't know if I said this in this one, but, you know, MT and I are working on having the 1 minute chart up there, just because I want to see if this can give you the best entry on the 1 minute when you already know like where it's going, and you're just looking for, sometimes the flip down bands are great, but it breaks through them. So where's the best entry at? Is it, you know, here at the flip down band and it goes against you 5 or 6 pips right away? Or is it here on the 1 minute chart when it turns red and it doesn't ever go against you? You know, and sometimes you might miss it because you might think, okay, well, it turned red, I'm going to wait for a little bit of retracement and then down, and it never does that. So, again, here on the daily, which, you know, this stuff is great on the daily because it's always, you know, lots of pips in there. You see it bounce off the daily like that, comes up, it's going to go down and get that orange line. So if you really don't care, you could just have your TP all the way, or your stop loss all the way out here, and never have to worry about it because it's, you know, at least getting down to that area, which also will be probably breaking this flipped up band. And I don't know if it does through here. Yep, there it is, breaking that. So it doesn't matter. You were in it somewhere in this area, lots of pips. This is this whole move down here. So you're in lots of pips. Your stop loss is back there. You just have to know that when it hits this orange road, that's, you know, breaking this, that is a good spot for it to finally come back up, as it's going to continue the rest of the way. Same thing with this one the other day. So I think I might have pointed it out. I can't remember if it's this video or not, but here's your first green candle on the weekly. Great. It comes down. Now your entry point would have been somewhere back in here on that when it's down towards the bottom band, maybe, you know, wherever it was, somewhere in there. But you know just from that it's going to there. And then now, you know, you got lots of things saying, hey, it's going back down. So it might, you know, here, bounce all the way down to into here, and then try to go back up. So anyway, I hope that helps everybody. I hope this is what you're looking for when it comes to trying to reverse trades. This video was way too long. But I wanted, like I said, 15-20 minutes. If you have any questions, just ask me. I'll try to answer as many as I can. But I mean, I think this is the answer for everybody when it comes to you know, seeing all the signals and saying, hey, this is going to be the time, this is the time. Well, just be a little bit more patient, and it'll definitely happen. You know, just go through all these videos on your own. I mean, you'll see it countless times. And like I said, if you take into account that there's just not very much room on an entry, you know, first green candle comes down, look at that. It maybe never even, you know, gave you a chance to enter that. But if it did, your entry would have been somewhere down in here, and you would have taken it up to the orange road. You know, and that would have been, you know, so here, when it stopped going down, when momentum changed and everything, and that was your entry up to the orange road, you know you're good to the orange road, and then, you know, you don't know what's going to happen after that, other than, you know what, if you read the long terms, that this was coming down into there and breaking that band. Okay, so that is it. Ask me in class, if you in session, if you need any other help. Like I said, I mean, I said the same things over and over and over again. So just go through the videos and check it out. And, you know, it's nothing's 100%. So, I mean, just know that, you know, yes, you're going to possibly lose some, but I'm going to limit your losses. It's, you know, you enter 2 times, whatever's between your entry and the orange road. So here's your first green candle. After it broke something, came down just a bit, shot up. So in between here and there, if there were 12 pips in there, then that was your entry. So somewhere right in there. And then where did you take it out at? Could have taken it out right there, but as long as there were 12 pips in there, or 6, whatever you were going for, that was worth the risk, because you know it's getting to there. So again, just ask me if you need any help. I'll try to get this rendered and get it loaded up for you so that you have it first thing tomorrow morning, because I didn't want to disappoint any of you, since I said that I would make a video this weekend. So I will see you guys tomorrow in class.